Mike, are you ready?
Yeah.
I, that was the voice of Mike. Get the fuck on with it. All right. So, Mike Jurkovic, um, 2025 Ulster County Laureate. And for that, we won't stop applauding for the next 2 years. Mike Jurkovic's poetry, prose, and music reviews are published globally with little reportable income. Full-length collections include Buckshot Reckoning, Mooncussers, American Mental, Lucador Press, 2023, 2022, 2020. Haiku collections, Monet's Bamboo, from Caps Press, 2025, fresh off the press. And Blue Fan Whirring, Narawa Press, 2028. And I can personally attest, I've read every single one of them, and they're all recommended. His CD reviews are online at All About Jazz, 2017 to the present, and lightwoodpress.com, 2022 to the present. He is the co-chair of the Music Fan Series at the Rosendale Theater. The Rock and Roll Curmudgeon appeared in Rhythm and News magazine from 1996 to 2003, Chronogram 2003 to 2007, and Mike hosts New Jazz Excursions, Mondays, 9 to 10:30 a.m. And he's a better man than I am to be up then. WVKR 91.3, Vassar College. And he loves Emily most of all. Our own Mike Jurkovic, bring it on.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Greg. And let's see if we can make this work. A bit more than a century back, a 20-something Hackensack mom took towards Poughkeepsie, New York in her 30-horsepower Maxwell DA bound for post-quake Frisco. 59 days later and 11 flat tires, the pretty women motorists rode market into history. Via Albany, Herkimer, Utica, at a light, at a yellow house painted green in Ashtabula, Alice, her niece, and her tight-ass girl-in-laws showed no signs of endangered feminine psyche that the men of medicine swore en masse happened to women past 20 miles per hour. Vassar graduate carries water for radiator and cut glass toiletries, crosses plank across Twain's River, duels bedbugs in Wyoming, a posse in Ogalla forces her hand, prairie dog hole outside Sioux City, blows front axle, she braids wire, fire fixes exhaust. The trackless land is never the same. Streets like women I have known, through a small city I do roam. Emily Place, Sharon Drive, not a big city but a hell of a ride. Diane Walk, Rebecca Square, Heather Road goes nowhere near. Henry Judy Circle, Wendy Way, Alice Alley, dark and gray. Freeway, throughway, Broadway, Main. Getting lost is such a pain. Maybe I should take a train. Amy Loop, Paula Path, Diamonds, Dresses, do the math. Linda Parkway, Candace Lane, such a roadmap in my brain. Rosalind Station, Beverly Heights, Tracy Street, get you wrong at night. Lana Turnpike, Courtney Court, taxi drivers are all good sports. Route Christine, the Door Highway, be always on your guard, or else they'll steal your heart away. On Hillary Boulevard. Streets like women I have known, through all small city I do a roam. This is called Halo Drop. The slow gin sun lingers on the parlance of isolation. A bastard tribe of toxic salesmen take office. Internment begins. The crude king burns ballots. Invention and wonder no longer mark time. The Eden experiment goes cold. The young enlist, never to return. Oh, sorry about that. I think I missed this one up. Hold on. No, I didn't. It is a beautiful thing. Stockpiled, vacuum sealed, cool, clean, dry. Purchased bit by bit each payday for the last 16 years and 2 wives ago. Neither could fathom my reasoning, so I gave up trying. You can only save yourself in the end. Everyone else drained your rations, dated, rotated, pasta, rice, each 50 milliliter can checked monthly for rust, dust, corrosion. In this room, mostly cornmeal and proteins. A tunnel to the highway, shelved floor to ceiling with canned meat, tuna. In this room alone, my water. Mediums and mystics and madmen all decked out in a wild dance around the pyre, the cafe adversity. Flim, flam, fraud, and failure have run out on their tab. And Barney, the old bailiff, will have another beer. Hey, 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 it's the Lord of Mentor Street sitting with the seer as another virgin liberal in a clashing suit and tie cries, silence is not poetry. It's the gag rule of the oppressed, a tyranny of minds, a kleptocracy of poets. Cross-dressed presidents crawl onto the stage. Applause resounds, rebounds, reverbs with fife and drum as liars lie to liars and the truth on ashes born. Rocked, mocked, skittled scorn, see the king has tumbled. And if they ask you, tell that orange motherfucker this. It's all a succession of steps and stumbles, mediums, mystics, and madmen know the score. Don't give the parson half a chance when he's idling out the door. This is um, this is the one that started this whole whatever this is that I've done before that, and this is called "The Charming Ineptness You've Taken to Heart." Dates back to the autumn of 1882, when, in the crimson goodness of the Trinity Church, the first of my forebears panned for poetry and gold amid the gilded squatter. Tipsheet Jones moved about the lower borough like the crackling new current that lit up Pearl like vandal stars fallen from God's busy hands. Through the roil and rumble of a city divining, he ran his book and wrote his verse neath the hanging tree where the warm and waning afternoon light was the golden cast of God's smile. In his bowler and shabby frock, he took his poems to the hometown papers, rashly establishing a down the decades pattern of editorial rejection. Down to me, yours truly, who as we speak is pitching this one to the trade. When pennies proved few from Waverly readings, Tip took whatever poor boy gigs he could gather. Grave digger, sewer rat, muck diver, and wooed almond-eyed Angelina Francesco into marriage. 3 kids and a lot of talk about better days. About workers not living, loving, loitering like thieves. About children without that factory fever. Without streets with blood. And grieving about a day when the sun would shine on everyone and the city would know its honor. This next poem is a poem I was fortunate enough to write with Will Nixon. We did a whole bunch of collaborations about 5 or 6 years ago. And it gets to a point where you don't even know who wrote what line. And this is called Two Doors Down. There is no corner home for your latest desire, but there is a cozy duplex just off Main behind the shoe repair and waterworks. 2 doors down, there is a cute artisanal bakery where cupcakes become dreams and a toothless man rails for mints. The Dutch apple chocolate is sometimes dry. Other than that, it's a quiet little town, sunny and white, where AR-15s are all the rage and lotto governs the poor. The ringleader lights his flaming hoops as lost girls play hopscotch with religion in their earbuds. The way is clear for the prophet, the riser erected, the carpet tacked down. The faithful stampede bring their kids to the pyre. Tomorrow could be the be all and end all, but it is still just a staircase, a footnote, a cheap sleight of hand the king sometimes uses, then overdone strings or guitars or drums. Then on Wednesday, the town board votes, and on Thursday, another mass shooting. Other men's engines. It's a long story, but isn't that what we pay doctors for? When we find ourselves against the darkness and thus emerges the hard account of a stoker of other men's engines, bearing the brunt of a woman's disdain, scraping the streets for his place in the plan. But clouds hang low in New York City, and there's those who have and them who don't, and no fire hot enough to ever fuse the two. This was recently published in Chronogram, and this is called Switchback Memory Town Historian. There's a changing fold, a lost migration, and a deli on Dyer to die for. Charlie, who came from a good home but veered left at the ley lines. Carla on Kenneth and the ruckus she caused. Trixie from Fourth during riot week, where anarchists argue and pause the moon. Bill, who gets giddy whenever an ambulance passes him. Annie with one blue eye. Kiki teases but doesn't mean it. Serenades burn in small river town. And this is called The One About the Girl Who Balances Ecosystems. And this is relatively new. An echo through Denmark worms into my ear like that song about something from the 70s. Its groove, its beat, its harmonies, heard as God's casino welcomes the herd. It is the theme to that show about the girl who balances ecosystems. It prowls like revolution, evolution in the back of your ear. It plays in your head. It plays in your head. It plays in your head. It plays at festivals that sell pretty weapons. An echo through Denmark sure gets around. My love don't dream she vignettes of three cats in a universe of mad deco design, where chimps repose in rose boxes and people from the past parlay with punks like me in priestly attire. Town crier! Town crier with mambo stick unlocks the clock that blocks all whim, setting free upon a sea of no truer than true absurdity of candy cane and ravage. Take that, you savage swivel eye. My love don't dream, she vignettes. I guess you can say this is a ekphrastic type of thing. It's based on Hopper's pensive usherette, and thus it is called pensive usherette. Much like myself, when I am candid but not clever, Hopper saw despair outlast probability. MacDougall, Bleecker, Jane, the passive usherette amid the raw disorder. I'm going to confess to the fact that this poem is about, I don't know, 30 years old. And I think I might have finally got it right. And it opens up with a quote from Napoleon, and it's called Bleed Out. What is history if not a fable agreed upon? If I should get caught in the crossfire before finishing this poem, will you dovetail our voices together? If I should bleed out before topping off, please keep the truth we carried into the war that threatens to silence the words we use to shorten the distance between us. This is a new one that I'm not sure if it's right, but I'm going to try it anyway. Maybe if I hear it, I'll figure it out. And it's called Lamp Black. I invented smoke. So, what's your line, your composition? Carbon, tar, combustion, unreacted air? My papal smoke rising to heaven to mask, obscure, stifle, whatever karma, unburnt iron, copper, zinc, never ample oxygen to torch my parched defenses. First hand, second hand, third hand smoke, soot, grit, ashes. I invented smoke. Hi, I'm the next guy. The one who counts the fraction, the one who wipes the toilet seat, cause, well, that's the next guy's job. Sure, it keeps me busy, but I'd like an hour off, you see. There are other things to do besides maintaining your extravagance, and I'd like to get started. I'd also like shore leave and overtime, back pay and a dental plan. Hell, who do you think tended garden after Adam was evicted? Who cleaned Noah's menagerie? Who do you think rowed the Titanic down? It's always me, the next guy, ain't it? Me who feeds the hungry and sits in the soda, sticky seats in the cinema. Me who claims the litter along Route 32 and volunteers for school board. Don't worry, leave it to the next guy to report the broken stairs as I limp to the finish line of your goddamn condescension, your acute indifference to the subtitles. Go on, go ahead. I got it covered. Don't look back. I've got your back because I'm the next guy. See? The Rufa red knots, North America's most common subspecies, flies the equivalent of the moon and back in its lifetime. Now it faces extinction as we overharvest horseshoe crabs for the terminally corpulent. Tell me again how we are not to blame for everything dying on this planet. Please tell me again. It wasn't clear the second time. Wounded Cassandra was a fictive kid who never escaped her absolutes. Everyone's passion, but no one's bargain. Her clamorous vigor kept men at war, spawns her human by passing out matches, hoards her water far from town. I just got a few more. 1906, on Telegraph Hill, where we lifted the sheets to ID our kin. The sky was hot with fire, sick with smoke, thick and dusty. The hotel from Valencia Street rested on its side. And Market Street, where Mary and I first tasted cotton candy, was gone. Twisted brick and family equal in the room. Play ye wild angels, play ye wild angels like lightning across the sky. Couple more. This is called Menu. And thank you, everybody. I'm not looking at the chat, but thank you, everyone. She is Mistress Cute, but wearing a wire, and I am just one of a dozen or so ballroom monkeys circling her whereabouts, enticed by her potential, her demure profit and loss. Ordering what I could read from the menu, the calamari arrives. So rubbery, like a Super Ball bouncing beyond the sky. But she takes to my table with a cool that disables most, but not me. So I submit to her Spinoza's lost letter, which reads, fully I understand what will outlast the apocalypse, and nothing I do will. I was building a skyscraper when I ran out of sky and cozied up to the whereabouts of heaven. Above all our false hosannas, way up in the clouds where no one speaks but everyone sings beautifully, above the movement of money, gunfights and late stage cancer, grade school body counts and shots per round. Up there in the blue, beyond wonder, where tomorrow threatens no one, where angels woo the glade. And I'm going to close with Dad's Old Cudgel. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you, everybody. And this is called Dad's Old Cudgel. As a metaphor for the human criteria suspected since childhood to come crawling from a cave, rice defies gravity. It just does. Whether cooked at home, jasmine, bamba, or ordered it in, pork fried, forbidden, it makes no difference. It makes no matter. Put a spoon, a fork, a ladle into grandma's moonstone bowl, and a handful of wild grain is going to scatter to the counter. The floor, your negligee, Dad's old cudgel, arboreal, sticky, parboiled, sweet, on the wall, stuck to the spoon, the sponge, of course. You clean up, but there's more. Glutinous, short grain, over by the teapot, 6 feet away. Rice on cat, splashback wall, Buffy's teacup, basmati baby, all over the goddamn place. Thank you, everybody.
Yay!
Hey,
Rice.
Mike, um, much, much like Trump trying to illegally extend his presidency, well, I've still got the official MC hat on. Do you have one more that's handy? Maybe out of bamboo, Monet's bamboo, something? Give us one more.
Good idea.
I'll read one of the ones that I skipped over because I thought I was going too long. And this is another one written with Will Nixon. And the beautiful thing about writing with Will is that we just sit there and come up with words. And then it's like, okay, you do your thing, I do mine. And I couldn't even tell you who wrote what. And this is called Saltwater Taffy. Roll up your tents, dust off your boots. Freaks never scrutinize. Stick out your tongue, extinguish the pool. The sacristy's on fire. Take off your pants, finger your chin. The FBI is looking. She swore she saw Murray the K take off with her boyfriend's wallet. Trim the frost from your beard, the Bronx will always glimmer. Watch Van Gogh in the batter's cage sing Spanish to a squirrel. Thanks, everybody.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah. Great, Mike. Yeah, cheers, you earned it.